Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, June 23rd, and I'm Bhikkhuni Vimala from Blue Lotus in Crystal Lake. Well, I live in Crystal Lake, Illinois, and the temple is in Woodstock, Illinois. Today is a beautiful day here. It's been a little stormy. How is your place? How are you this morning? How's your mind? Are you getting enough movement, enough exercise? I don't think I am. I have to work on that harder. Too much sitting at the computer. So today I wanted to start with a question someone had sent, asking which is best, 30-minute sitting a day for your meditation practice, or doing 6 5-minute short meditations during the day. And it's a good question. It's interesting. I think for some people, when they begin, the 5 minutes might be all they feel they can handle, all they feel they can sit still for. They may not be really committed to the practice and just trying it out. So if that's the case, I'd say try the 5 minutes as often as you can during the day and see how you feel. But in terms of the real benefits of meditation, I think working towards that 30-minute time every day is better for us, because we are really then able to begin developing the stillness, the samatha, the tranquility in our bodies, and the slowing down, and allowing us to then access the deeper benefits of meditation. And in the long run, that's what we'll be really wanting more and more of. But I don't think the 5 minutes, if you can scatter those through your day and give them a good 5 minutes, I don't think that's necessarily bad for everyone. I think there are a lot of people who might start that way. And if you're doing that wholeheartedly, you'll find pretty soon that you want to sit longer than 5 minutes, because you might just be relaxing and ready to sit when the 5 minutes is up. But if you've committed your schedule to only having 5 minutes, then your body's going to be ready to get up, even if you're kind of longing to stay. So if you can only do 5 minutes, do that, and do as the person asking the question mentions, do it maybe 6 times a day. You could do that at work if you took a 5-minute break every couple of hours and you were able to sit somewhere. But really make your goal to be the 30 minutes, because I think that's where the real benefits from our practice will show up in our lives, and the practice for ourselves of moving beyond just the surface, but really down into seeing what's going on with us and accessing our deeper parts of us. Okay? But that's a great question. What are we doing in the world these days? It's so up in the air, right? I have so many questions. I have an upcoming retreat that I'm really feeling. I have really mixed messages about that, and have to make a decision today, doing it or not. And this is one I'm one of the leaders for, so it's a big decision. And I know individuals make their own decision about going, but I realize that this is what we're being faced with more and more as things open up, but not very well being opened up. We're in stage 4 now in this part of Illinois. So we have more access to places, but we're still being really encouraged to wear masks and to social distance. And we see the statistics that all over the world, the numbers are rising again. And we have to make lots of decisions and hopefully make the right decision. So that may be a more conservative decision than we'd like to make sometimes. There may not be a heavy weight of the majority behind us, but remember, we have to follow the path that we're laying out for ourselves. We have to be true to what we honestly see going on in the world and evaluating that. And once in a while, someone will remind me that, I'm thinking about other people, and then someone, usually my daughter, will remind me that I'm old. I'm in the high risk area. I'm one of the just because of my age. And then there are probably some other things that are combined with the age, but just my age puts me into that category of I need to be really careful. And I'm one of the fragile ones, although that's not how I think of myself. So that even adds another layer to it that I have to think about, even if I don't want to think about. So try to be as wise as you can be and as thoughtful as you can be, and don't make rash decisions, and don't make decisions coming from just an emotional place or how you want things to be. Be careful and be cautious and trust yourself, and have the confidence to make hard decisions for yourself and your family, and know that almost every opportunity will arise again in the future. So we're probably not going to really miss out on anything if we're more cautious. So let's sit today, and we'll have a little bit more time because I'm not going to keep talking, and we'll sit a little bit longer. And I'd like us to do a body scan to really look at what's in us with what our feelings, our emotions are. If we can maybe take some time to tap into what might be going on with us that we're not wanting to bring to the surface. And it may not be time to bring it to the surface, but it might be good for you if there's something that's kind of gnawing at you, or something you'd like to look at more closely. We can do that with a body scan, just because our emotions are tucked away in parts of our body, and we want to loosen that up. We're trying to untie those knots, remember? So we want to be able to see what's in there and be in a safe place and allow it to come up. Let me close the door to the outside. So gently close your eyes. You're in a position, I'm sure, ready to meditate. Remember, you can be on the floor, you can be standing, you can be sitting on a cushion or a chair. You want your body to be comfortable and relaxed, but not relaxed to the point that you would fall asleep. You want to stay awake. Even if you close your eyes, if it's hard, if you close your eyes and become drowsy, the first thing you can do is open your eyes and gaze in front of you. So don't worry if your eyes are open or shut, as long as you're staying awake and you're not staring directly at something, but lowering your gaze and making it be broader and just kind of looking out, not focusing in on anything. And begin to focus on your body breathing You know I'm going to tell you, put your hand on your belly, because we're also practicing being sure that breath is getting down into our belly. We can watch the sensations of our breath either around our nostrils and just inside our nostrils, or we can even use that belly and seeing the belly rise and fall with our breath. We can also watch that sensation. It may be easier for some of us to access. Just let all your attention be focused on your breath. Just let your thoughts come and go. We're not focusing on them. We're not feeding them with our attention. Our focus is the sensation of each breath. What we feel. We may feel the temperature change as we breathe in warm or cool air. We may notice the temperature change again as we exhale. The air will feel moist, probably warmer from having been in our body. We can feel the length or the depth of the breath. We're not trying to control our breath. We're observing our breath. As you do this, you feel your body begin to relax. Start at the top of your head and begin to move slowly through your body. First, being aware of your body. Sometimes we get caught up so much in our thoughts, we lose track of the body that's holding everything together. And yet this body is where all of the knowledge is that we need for this world. We have our 6 senses that are always at work. Our eyes, which control the sense of sight. Our ears for hearing. Our nose for smelling. Our tongue for tasting. Our skin for contact, sensation. And we also include our mind in the Buddhist teachings. So our mind is putting all of these things together, churning out thoughts. So our body is the home of all of this going on that makes us alive. So it's important for us to pay more attention to our bodies. Pay more attention to what our senses are picking up on. Some of it may be very wholesome and skillful, and some of what we're focusing on may be not skillful, not too wholesome, but very appealing to us. So first, as we move down through the top, from the top of our head, be very aware of how you feel in this body. Be aware of your body, of the physical aspects on the outer covering. Be aware of how your hair feels growing out of your head. Be aware of how your skin feels covering your flesh, holding everything. Notice in your head if you have areas of tightness across your face anywhere. Maybe tight between your eyes and just above your eyes. Maybe you feel like your forehead is always restricting itself, kind of trying to hyper-focus or squint. Or if you have a headache right now, where do you feel that headache? Be aware of the places that are tight in your face. Let your jaw drop down a bit, just a little bit, so your teeth aren't touching. So we have located in the head our sense of sight, our hearing. We have lots of sensitive areas of skin and our scalp that respond to touch, respond to the elements, the weather. We have taste. And we often may think of our mind residing up in our head, up in our brain. So just as you're scanning through your head, be aware of all this. Relax. Move down into your neck. Be aware if your head is balanced at the top of your spine. See if you can just allow it to be balanced, feeling just right at the top of the spine. Not leaning too far, not holding it up, holding your chin up too high. Move down into your shoulders. Be aware if your shoulders feel out of kilter or if they feel balanced. As you breathe, notice your shoulders dropping just a bit with the exhale. Again, you can be aware of your breath in your chest, but I really want you to also be aware of it at the same time. Reaching down into your belly. This is as much for our training in breathing correctly and in a more healthy way. Let your natural breath, let your body breathing, let it get down into your belly. It's very hard on us to just breathe at the very top of our lungs. Now with this scan, I want you just to stay for a longer period in the core of your body, from the top of your chest, down along the core, everything encased in your rib cage. And be aware of how you feel in this area. Do you feel a lot of tension in your shoulders? Notice where you carry tension. It may be where you carry stiffness. Maybe if you feel one side is really out of balance with the other. So it may be in how your spine is being held in your body. Notice if you're really breathing past the top of your lungs. Be aware of your heart. Below your heart, be aware of that area where your stomach and your liver they kind of reside, one slightly on top of the other. Does that feel relaxed? Can you feel your breath rising and falling? Or is that a place where you feel those knots? Are you feeding yourself, nourishing yourself properly? Are you forgetting to eat, or are you eating too much? Your body knows. Let your body tell your mind. Move down into your intestines, lower part of your belly. Feeling our breath in our belly is helping untie some knots maybe there internally. Do you hold your emotions in your gut? Move down into your hips and your pelvic area. Is that a trouble area for you? Do you have stiffness in your hips? Are they tight? Do you have pain there? Are you stiff? That can be a place where we're holding things as well. Really listen to your body. We may be holding in sadness or shame or fear or anger. Just allow yourself to be aware of what's clenching down inside of you, what you're holding in. Just begin to be aware of it. And that's the beginning, just being aware of it. Recognizing it's there is the beginning of taking care of it. Now I think before we stop the body scan, let's move down through our legs. We may feel like we've been cut off, literally cut off if we don't move through our body. And just let your hands feel your upper thighs. Let your hands caress your knees. There's often a lot of tension there. And move down your lower legs in just a caressing motion. Just letting you make contact with your lower legs. This is kind of a there, dear one. I see you. We can do that with our entire body. Just let our body know, okay, I see you. I want to pay attention to you. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's painful. Sometimes I don't want to see what you're trying to tell me. But keep paying attention to your body in a loving, gentle way. And that body's going to speak to us. The body's going to tell us what we need to hear. But we really have to develop that quality of tranquility in our mind, that quality of peace. Samatha is that quiet stillness. And that way we can hear our bodies better. We can hear what the body's trying to tell us. We can begin to work with those we talked about, knots being tied. We can begin to work very gently, but with a determined, resolute attitude of really listening, really paying attention to what our body is trying to tell us, what our body needs, what our body knows. I think that's a good way to start your day today. It's kind of late in the day to say start your day, but I think that's a good way to think today, is to bring our practice into our bodies. And that means we have to be taking good care of ourselves today. And there are so many people that want us to take care of them, so many things we can do of value to take care of others. But we have to remember it all begins with us taking care of ourselves. Because part of that is letting our minds find the peace it needs to do the work. And we need to have the time for ourselves to be able to give freely and know how much it gives back to us. If we're only giving and doing because we need to be in motion, to be active, we're forgetting that those are the things that can give us the deepest peace, is being able to do things for others. But it needs to come from our quiet mind, understanding that, instead of just the rush to keep going, to keep moving, to never be still. So don't be afraid of your body telling you things. It's been trying to. All of our bodies have been. There are things that they're still patiently waiting for us to hear or understand or even feel. We lose touch with our feelings. So if there's something you can do this morning or sometime today to really listen to your body, to take care of your body, whatever that is, well then please try to do that today. So thank you for being with me. I've gone over my time. Thanks for being with me, and if you can continue to sit now, please do that. And if your day has to move on, thank you for being here and sharing a part of it with me. I'll see you Thursday. Bye-bye. May peace be with you.